Hello, this is 1 Minute Futures Trader. We are looking at a NQ price action. This was August 25th and we find a base at this level here. And from this area here, the price is keep going up, doing a retest, did another one up, and then doing right now another retest. And also another thing I'm noticing is here we have some higher highs, but they are pretty poor higher highs. Every time the price went up, came back down, they run it again, but they did not be able to go too much. They did it again and again, they did not be able to too much. So this sell-off here that I can see that can be very possible here. Pretty low highs there. And also we have this area here that the price is, every time it came back to this supply zone here, price got rejected, and now we did it again. So price right now testing this bottom channel here, and we have this VWAP level here. This is a 25 exponential, that yellow is 50 SMA. So far there are some buyers that responding at this level here, and that is what I'm looking at here also, what the price is going to do before entering a trade on the 800 tick chart. So this is an 800 tick chart on the right. On the left, this is a 4000 tick chart. So I use this for a bigger picture to understand what the price is doing. And 800 tick chart, I try to look for my signal bar and entry bars and entry exits, etc. So pretty much right now I am waiting this level here, what the price is going to do if it comes here, because this previous area here we have a small range area here, right around here. So I really don't want to find an entry here between this level here, inside this level, because it can be a lot of fake outs and ups and downs here again. So I am kind of waiting to see what the price is going to do at this level. Is it going to do a bounce? Price comes back and then do a bounce and continue, test the highs, or maybe test this level here. We got that, and we have this levels here, kind of retest again. So there are a couple retest areas above, or the price is gonna continue maybe a fake out here and then continue maybe a couple fake outs here and then continue more down like this, and continue for this previous strong move down. So there are a couple ways that I am expecting, and also the price, they may just go sideways here as well in this zone here, right? Pretty choppy zone, this area here. So these are what I'm thinking right now, but right now I am just waiting, and I think this is one of the hardest side of the trading, just doing nothing and just waiting the price come to your level or what you are looking at without doing anything stupid, right? So this is pretty hard, and it takes some time to get used to, and that is why most like new traders especially have a lot of problem with it, and they just enter it a lot earlier than they supposed to. So right now I am just looking at it to see what the price is gonna do, and kind of have this down channel here, right, currently. And I also have this VWAP level here that I really, if I'm taking a long, I would like to see the price going above this VWAP level here. And if I am taking a short, then I really want to clear this area first. I want to see the price going away from this zone, and then maybe hopefully I do a pullback and then wait another red bar or signal bar to continue down. So these are what I'm expecting, and because I have a plan in my mind, then it's a lot easier to wait for it. But if you don't have anything in your mind, if you don't plan anything while you are trading, then it is a lot difficult to just wait something that you don't know what you are waiting. So I definitely recommend to just always try to understand what the price is doing and get some levels and wait for something for your setup. Makes it a lot easier, because if I look at the 800 tick chart here, the bars and everything you can get fake out a lot easier. And this is another advantage of also looking at a bigger time frame, like this is a 4,000 tick chart, and give you that clear picture and less distraction here, what you are seeing in the 800 chart. And once I see something that is working out, or if I'm expecting something on the 4,000 tick chart that going well, then I can be more focused on the 800 tick chart and try to look for my signal bar or breaking level, or trying to find myself an entry. But before then I'm just waiting it out to that happen. Okay, so I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. I just wanted to show that it really takes a lot of patience to wait these setups to happen. Like most of my videos, I do speed it up to show my entries and exits and all that stuff. I just don't want to take your time too much. But in reality that you really need to be a lot more patient to these setups to happen. And it gets really boring sometimes. And with boring, then we may do some things that we really shouldn't. Okay, now the price is trying to test. It's pretty close to that trend line here. So I see that the sellers are still trying to push it through. Okay, now this one here kind of a little bit some buyers here and a little bit on the top there. Okay, we see some buyers trying to get in here, but again, I'm looking right now for me is for buyers to prove themselves that I really want to see that price close or go above that VWAP level. Also, this level is pretty significant also. So they kind of did it, bounced a couple times, went back, did a fake out, come back, bounce again and went back down now. So I really like to price close above this level and break this VWAP level here. Okay, so the buyers are still trying to buy some more and the sellers are still not showing themselves yet. Okay, now buyers, some of the buyers are trying. Okay, we still have 900, 800 thick left on that bar, so still anything can happen. Okay, so the sellers are again pushed it at that moving average level here, 36, 35, almost closed that bar. So if that bar closed like that, there are some sellers there that they really want to sell it here at this level, because we saw that the price came and all of a sudden they pushed this price down. Also with this, we understand that there are some entries made here. Also, that means we have some stop order right above this level here, right? So if we see the price buyers come up here, the manage go above here, then possibly between here and the VWAP level, we may see that price jump a little bit to run those stops that sellers entered here. So you also kind of take a note when you are looking at the price and bars and look at the levels that where can be those stop entries. So if you see some sudden jumps or a reaction somewhere, is it possible that there are some stops above it or below it, depending on your situation. So we have the sellers coming down. I am expecting from sellers now maybe a breakthrough here, right? Because they kind of pushed it through, but they may not still, because we are in this zone here that anything can possible. I'm really not super focusing on the bars itself right now. Rather, I'm kind of looking at the levels, like VWAP levels or this level that I draw here, this trend line level here. And I wanted to see either one of them is gonna be go through and then price close. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm really right now not focusing on the 800 chart at the moment right now. The 800 chart is not too clear right now. Sometimes I can be more focused on the 800 chart by itself, just trying to find an entry there if I see some clear setup. But the way it is right now, it is pretty choppy looking. The moves are, when you look at it, it is not just clean. Like this one here, yeah, it more clean down move, for example. But like this move up here, this move up here, it is a lot choppy going. So you need to be aware of that also, that if you are entering a trade, then the trade, when you are holding, you're gonna expect this choppiness, and don't be afraid of that. Right now, how the market is moving. And this yellow area here is a launch area that I mark it on my charts, usually around 12 to 130, 2 p.m. that I try to not to enter it or try not to look at the charts at that time. There are some good entries happen between this time frame too, but most of the time it is not. You can see like something like this. Okay, so the buyers are trying to go up more. Again, they are gonna try to push it through this or not. We will see at this top level here, because still we have that down move. Still the buyers did not break through that, right? So we still have that down move here at the moment right now. Okay, now they are trying to go through that level. Okay, now they just went above that level here. So I'm right now looking at that VWAP level here. So if I see the price goes there and close above it, then there can be a start of a bull move up, maybe testing more higher levels here too. Okay, the 800 chart, there is a decent bar that printed there. Okay, that's a pretty good looking bar here. I don't see any wick on the bottom. Break through this level here. Right now, only thing we have is that VWAP here on the way. So I'm kind of waiting that what the next bar is gonna do and getting ready to maybe enter a position soon here. And also there are some sellers that they entered here before. Most likely their stops that above that VWAP level here. So if we entered around here or a VWAP level, we may get that stop run also. Push that us away from our entry. Right now I'm kind of getting ready to enter my position, so I'm kind of more focusing on the 800 tick chart right now, getting ready to enter anytime when I feel like that price is gonna go through here. Okay, that's a nice bar there too. Okay, on the 800 chart, that's another nice bar. 4000 tick chart, that bar is printed green, pretty decent bar as well on that one. Okay, they just tested underneath the VWAP level here. So far the price is going pretty decent right now. I don't see any sellers that trying to sell it here at the moment at VWAP level here. Okay, that's a nice push there. Okay, they just okay, they did it again. Maybe on the pullback I may try to enter it here. Okay, don't do another big jump. Okay, I'm trying to right now, what I'm looking here is where that move started. So far what I see here is the move is actually started right around here with this bar here, right? This is the pretty decent bar here that started and then break through this level here, right? That is kind of starting point, this level here. So if I'm entering here, or I don't want to see the price below this area and close here, right? If I enter it, this VWAP level here, my final exit is gonna be not below than this here. Or if I enter it on the pullback here, I can hold it through this level here and then try to exit if it doesn't work out. So before you even trying to enter it, you also need to look for where to exit. That is very important also. And I see that many traders that they don't plan that, and it affects their performance a lot. So you need to know exactly where is your last final holding level before you are planning to enter a trade. Okay, so far the bars are printing pretty decent. So, okay, I'm trying to enter that on that pullback. I don't want it to go too far away from me, then it's gonna be too far. Okay, another one is printed. Okay, here is the VWAP level here. I just don't want to enter too far either, so I'm gonna maybe wait a little bit, can do another pullback this level here, or we have this 9 exponential level here. And because this is an afternoon trade, it is right now after it's around close to 2 p.m. It may not be the price is too fast like in the morning session at the open, so it requires a lot more patience on the entries. Okay, so far the bars, this one is there are some sellers here that trying to sell it through here. Okay, so we have this VWAP level here, and I have that 9 exponential here. I have 25 and the 50 SMA and VWAP, so 200. So all the moving averages here below us here. So that's a good sign. If we enter it here, there are a lot of things that can bounce from, and prefer to be on your side, not in front of you. If you are trying to enter a trade, it is always better to have it under you or above you, depending on which way you are trying to go. Okay, so I'm waiting this bar to close. Okay, so it is 300, tick left here. Okay, now sellers are making a move here. Okay, they are testing the 9 exponential here, and then I will see that if this area is gonna hold, or if they are gonna try to go to test that 25 underneath here. So far the buyers are kind of stepping in, and if I see that price is going above the VWAP level here, that can be a good sign. Okay, this is nice. There are some buyers answer back to that red bar here. This is also a key level here, kind of like a 9 exponential here, can be a bounce from here, because usually the trend, if it is a trend, they usually bounce from the 9, and deeper pullbacks usually they bounce from the 25 or 21 exponential. So kind of I'm trying to wait this bar here. Okay, 200 left. I think it's gonna close above that. Seems pretty strong. Okay, 100, 105 left, 90. Okay, this is a VWAP level here. Also, the price is gonna close above that already. It is way away from the VWAP here. Okay, it closed above the VWAP. That's a good sign. The bar itself is not really great. Kind of like some sellers there too. But again, right now it can be a bounce from the 9, and we are still above that VWAP level here. And with this bar here, red bar, we didn't see any follow-up with this after this bar. We didn't see any second or bigger red bar after that one. So this can be a pullback here. Okay, so this bar, again, pretty decent so far. They did not be able to manage to go through that VWAP level here. So this is a VWAP level here. Okay, I'm still kind of deciding if should I enter it here or wait another pullback. Sometimes you never get that pullback and price can go without you, or do an early entry and then just enter it here, or wait that bar to close to see what that bar is gonna look like. Okay, right now 300, tick left. Okay, that is kind of, they are trying coming back, almost close that bar pretty soon. Okay, so another doji at the top part. Okay, there are some sellers, they are really trying here to push this down. Are they gonna run through this short entries here? That's what I'm kind of looking. That's a nice push there. Okay, that's a nice push there. Okay, 200, that bar is gonna almost, okay, I see that the momentum is coming in. Okay, we are above the VWAP, and we are running these stops here that people trying to short it here. Okay, that bar is closed nicely. Okay, I am trying to get in on this one here somewhere, maybe on that pullback. Okay, come on, do one more pullback, a little bit deeper. No, it did not. Okay, I'm gonna maybe raise a little bit, because right now I see that the momentum is coming for the buy side here. This bar was pretty good, decent jump there. And right now this bar here is, as long as they keep this level here, it is gonna look pretty decent. Okay, that is did a pullback there. Okay, I entered on that one, and my second one is still on that below level here. Okay, so I'm in 2 contracts here for a long position here. Okay, now I entered. So right now what I'm looking for is where I can get out from this trade, because that is right now all I am more focusing on right now. Because if the price coming back here, where is gonna be my exit? Okay, so I have this 9 exponential and I have this VWAP level here. So these can be a really good for me, because also that is lining up this bar that shows some strength, right? This is the bottom of that bar where that jump started after, and running through these sellers here, right? So this area can be a good holding point for me. So if the price come in there, okay, it's coming there, now I'm gonna enter another one if I can get one. Okay, I did another one here, and then I'm waiting to see right now close that bar. Okay, that is almost close. Yeah, so there is some buyers here at this level here. So this is the level that I am looking for, and VWAP level here. So if I see that price is closing this level and closing underneath this VWAP here, or just breaking through a faster, then I will exit that trade. Okay, right now we are still waiting that what the bars are gonna print here, because still can anything happen. It can print a red bar here and breaking this Vwap here and then continue down if it breaks through this level here, right? So we have an up move right now going through, then this level needs to hold. If it doesn't hold, then for me there is no purpose for me to keep holding this position here. What I am hoping to see right now is I want to see a bounce at this level. Okay, when the price, if the prices comes here, I want to see a bounce from it. Then if I see that, then it shows me that there are also more buyers who would like to buy at this level here. Okay, so also on the 4,000 tick chart, that bar is pretty decent printed there after that push through. So that also gives me an idea about the bigger picture, that there are more buyers here than sellers at that moment right now. And this was a nice bar with the wick here, and the next bar is showing extra momentum there, which is pretty good sign. And then it printed like that beautifully here. And when you see like this, man, it is really makes you feel relaxed and comfortable, right? But after few seconds later, then now you're gonna afraid that you're gonna lose all that money that you just made. Right now, okay, we have a decent money because we have 3 lots here. We didn't go that far, but still it's a decent money that I am sure that if I see that to come to a zero and I will get nothing, then it is really gonna make me feel not good about it, right? And that is why it is really difficult to hold a position, hold a winning position, because it is not comfortable. It is not normal. And if you are having a problem that you are not being able to get a bigger targets and you can't hold it through, it is totally normal, because most of the time it is not normal. It does not have a good feeling most of the time, and it is very difficult to go through all these emotions and trying to hold this position without seeing your P&L going back to zero, break even, or taken out, right? Without anything. So this is really what it makes it difficult to hold a winning position. And most of the time, this is one of the top reasons that why some of the traders that having a hard time to being on the more profitable side or keeping their accounts get bigger or growing their accounts, because it is really hard to hold the winning positions and get a bigger P&L, rather than they are so afraid of this feeling and they just cut it early, their entries, and then they can get the full potential from their setups entries. And in the long run, because of the losses you have, and if you are not making big enough, then in the long run, that is gonna make this game is a lot harder to be able to continue. The reason is because our human psychology, our emotions, expecting that we may get a pain, we may feel not comfortable from something, that our emotions, our brain, everything gets triggered, right? And then they do their best, everything to prevent that not to happen. They don't want you to feel bad about yourself that you lost the money that you just made, or you came back to all your earnings came back to zero. And at the end of that, they know that it is gonna be a really bad feeling. So they do that to prevent at every cost, right? And because of that, your brain, your emotions, they try to give you some ideas about, man, this can be a good idea here, right? Take this trade and close it, right? And most of the time, if like on this setup here, if I had an early entry here, then yeah, they can be my case. Maybe I may take my profits here probably. Or if I think that on the bigger time frame, if there is nothing on the left side here that can be a target, then yeah, this area can be a good area that you can take the profit, right? It does not matter actually where you enter it, but depending on each setup. So in this case here, this can have a more chance probably that it can have some more room here, definitely, right? Also, it's a lot bigger room also. So depending on the situation that we may see test here, or we may continue more higher here. So there is a potential here. So if there is a potential, then holding and waiting your setups is worth it, and you will do it. But if you don't have any of this, and there is a range market here on the bigger picture, and there are not too much chance that the price may go up, then okay, doesn't make sense to hold it through on everything. But like on this here, for example, it is not comfortable because you are just giving away all that profit money that you are just made, right, on the top here. And this is not a good feeling, I will tell you that. Still is not a good feeling. And it is because of that, this is not too normal to hold through this on a winning trade. And I guess that is why it is a lot difficult to do this. The one thing that it helps me to go through this, that you need to find yourself something to hold through, right? Like you can look at a 9 exponential like this purple here, it is a 9 exponential. Then you can say that, okay, so if a good potential bigger setup, then I'm gonna hold it through if I see the price respecting the 9 exponential and holding the 9 exponential. If the price closes below it, then I will kill the trade. And this can be a good reason for you to hold it through. Or you can use the ATR settings, or you can use any other moving average or settings or levels, whatever you are looking for. You just find something, and it makes it a lot easier to go through this process, and not to just looking at every bar, that every red bar, for example, in here, or every bar that has a bigger wick on top, then it is not gonna be scary off if you have something in your mind that a kill point. So because of this, it is always better to have something as far as where to kill your trade if the price is reaching at that level. So right now, price is testing that high level here, so I am waiting, hoping the price go through this level here. And if it does, then it may some pop up here too, because of maybe previous sellers here, or there are some sellers now, they are trying to sell it here, their stops is gonna be around here. I am waiting right now to this level kind of go through, and after that we may see some pops. And also another thing is here, I'm looking at this level, or it can be at this level here. I mean, you never know which one they are gonna try to test it, for example. So just waiting patiently and to see where this goes. And this one here, yeah, they just popped that previous high here. Okay, that's a nice pop there. Okay, now the price is okay, more jumpy right now. So okay, yeah, so there are some jumps. So every time I see, like after a long run here, let's say like this, and if you see that prices kind of start getting jumpier on the bars, like they keep jumping around, then usually when that jump stops, then the price does a pullback here. So I'm kind of getting ready to get my stop closer and closer every bar, because right now I see that the price is jumping around, and I don't want to just get a big red bar here, just kind of closing below this moving average here. So right now this is my level, and I'm waiting this bar here to close, and if this close, then that will be my level to adjust my stop, because every bar I'm gonna wait previous close and low of that bar, and then to see if that's gonna hold. If it holds, I can hold it till wherever it goes, but if it doesn't hold, then I will be out, like on this one here. So every bar is holding that bottom level here, which is previous middle 50% of the previous bar. So right now I move that back to that bottom of that bar here. So if we see another pump, that'd be fine. Or if it's just gonna close this, then I will be out for 1800 there with 3 lots. Okay, so that's a nice push there. Nice push. Okay, that is like, okay, I'm moving one more up here. Okay, We will see if it's gonna go one more. So I'm out almost 2000 there right now. If it stops me, 1965 there, and it stopped me. Yeah, so it stopped me, and that's what I mean. Like if after those like a jumpy bars, you may see like a bigger flush from those when it slow down here. So it did a big flush there, and it went through that 9 exponential. So even if I didn't kill that, then I was going to kill that after I see the close below that 9 exponential. That was my plan anyway. So right now the price is went through the 9. Now I'm looking at this, maybe they are testing this 25 here, and this can be still a bounce here, just a deeper pullback, right? So it can continue there, but from there to there it is gonna be too much. That's why I choose the 9, and actually I choose the bottom of the bar, so I closed it early. I may look and enter another position later if I want to. And also this here somewhat upper channel here kind of close this area here, right? It can be a bounce back there, so there can be a chance. And I mean, this can be another, I mean, they may test it there too, so you never know. One thing I know is nothing is sure for trading, so you just have some ideas and expect to see what is gonna happen, and if it happens you react. If it doesn't happen, then you will adjust your levels based on what you see on the chart, pretty much. Right now price is bouncing back again. We tested the high here and did a bounce here, and it just went really fast here, push that through, bounce back up. Yeah, after I see this, it doesn't make me feel bad. And not really, because that was my plan here to kill it. And on this one here, I could have entered here, but I was just waiting on that 4000 channel level here to see what it's gonna do, and I kind of decided not to. And right now we have a pretty decent push up, and on the 4000 chart here, pretty decent bars here move that. We may possible that they may test the high level here, because it's pretty strong so far.